with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Allen. Thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the Erie News NOWCAST. As COVID patients fill local hospitals, the hospitals are running out of room. Today, Meadville Medical Center installed a new trailer, adding room to its rapidly filling emergency department. The trailer will serve as a waiting room for patients with relatively minor injuries like sprains or sinus infections. They'll be treated in the ER, but they'll wait for test results in the trailer, freeing up more room for patients inside who are filling up that ER quickly. Hospital officials say COVID patients are filling the hospital and more people are getting sick with other illnesses as the weather turns colder. And because of the need for social distancing, they couldn't keep rearranging the hospital to make room, so they had to create more space.
If we don't do this, then you'll see what you're seeing in other parts of the country. We read an article this morning about patients in the hallways. We don't want to go that route, so we're adding this trailer.
And officials say there's a chance they won't have to use the trailer, but the current volume of ER visits makes it likely they will. They're urging people to get vaccinated so they more than likely won't need to be hospitalized. Of the 44 COVID patients hospitalized in Crawford County, 35 of them are not vaccinated. And Erie's EmergiCare is experiencing shortages of all kinds, ranging from staffing, wages, and funding. Today, EMS crews from across our region met to address the issues. Leaders met with elected officials to talk about the challenges they're facing. EMTs from EmergiCare are worried that without resources, they can't respond to emergencies or will be delayed, risking lives. State representatives say grants could possibly help, but staff are still overworked. Without the right amount of staffing, some emergency calls, they can't respond to them, are sourced to other local hospitals. And a big part of their dilemma stems from low wages.
We're funded through third-party payments, so insurance companies paying us for the service that we provide, and nobody is paying for the readiness. When that ambulance isn't out transporting a patient, there's nothing to cover those expenses.
Good news here, more recruits are on the way, and local state reps proposing using $7 billion from Emergency Rescue Plan money to help EMTs' needs. And the Erie County Redevelopment Authority's loan program is helping many businesses emerge from the pandemic. Donato's Pizza owner Christina Vogel is celebrating 5 years of business by expanding. Now, she recently received a $375,000 loan from the Redevelopment Authority, which will allow her to open a third location in Harbor Creek. Now, throughout 2021, the Redevelopment Authority loaned $8.1 million to 47 business projects. The lending program has helped create 200 new jobs while retaining 675 positions. Vogel describes the program as vital.
It's just a phenomenal program to kind of help you in the long term, because the hardest time with any business is first when you're starting, and so to have low debt payments is just critical for the long-term success.
The Redevelopment Authority expects to lend a total of $10 million by the end of this year. And the city of Erie has picked a manager for its rollout of American Rescue Act funding. Erie Mayor Joe Schember announced today that Jackie Spry will manage the city's $76 million of American Rescue Plan Act funding. The city says it is working to develop an online platform to share information and get feedback from city residents on the funding. The city has already approved plans for nearly $8 million of ARPA funding. Some of the money will go towards the Savacchio Business Park, while another portion will go toward the Redevelopment Authority, with the rest designated for sewer upgrades. Meantime, Erie County has launched 2 programs that will use funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. Today, county leaders announced the new Small Business Grant Program and the local Shuttered Venue Grant. The county has set up criteria for each project, which is part of more than $52 million of federal money given to Erie County. County leaders have budgeted $150,000 for the small business program and $1.7 million for shuttered venues. The money is being handled by the Erie County Redevelopment Authority. And you can find the criteria and links to apply on our website at erienewsnow.com. Well, it's the spookiest time of year, and we got a jump start on trick-or-treating in Crawford County tonight. Now, I've been in Meadville all afternoon hanging out with some ghouls and some goblins and, of course, some ghosts. Trick-or-treating got underway earlier in Meadville today at about 6 o'clock this evening. So we went around town meeting some cool creatures. That's Black Panther and a scary green monster there. There's princesses and, of course, ghosts. Parents and kids were both super excited to be out and racking up on all of the sweets and candy. Now, all the municipalities in Crawford County tonight, with the exception of Titusville, were trick-or-treating and celebrating Halloween. Super fun there, and I can't wait to share more of the night with you tonight on Erie News Now at 11. More of that scary good fun. I guarantee you won't want to miss it. Well, thanks so much for joining us for this edition of the Erie News Nowcast. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW and 11 p.m. on WICU and WSCE. Have a great night.